Let's timestamp it. Make sure we're centered. And I'd like to thank you first of all, Jason, for allowing me to have a way to test out a whole bunch of things that were being, works in progress for the web shop marketplace of ideas. That is a in development platform for learning and teaching that is highly focused on web accessibility, if you even know what that is. Maybe look it up. I'm doing these at this time for two purposes. First of all, because it'll catch you during the day while you're in the UK. Second of all, excuse me. Second of all, because it's really not gonna have any type of effect or disruption like you like to claim everything is. Now the tweet goes out to the three of you in such a way that it points out a couple things. And it adds more to the web of questions. Sorry about that. Shaking the camera. Now, the reason why the videos are the way they are is because this is a method that I've been practicing on a obsolete device with as up-to-date applications that are possible, trying them in a variety of ways. I initially was going to try the other platforms. Well, I don't really have them listed here. Other apps and other platforms, basically the alternatives to YouTube, while I was also exploring the alternatives to Twitter, Facebook, etc. Those reasons are many, but a lot of them are because of privacy concerns, data mining, information selling, and long-term profile building. I see this as a problem because the way I see it, and I've never heard anybody talk about it, the way I see it, there is, let's see, let's get a little background here. Is that what we want? No, it's not. Since this is pretty much might as well just have some appropriate background instead of looking at that same clock just ticking away, tick tock, tick tock. What you're doing is dangerous in a lot of ways, and I think maybe it's unintentional. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that it is unintentional, which probably is kind of naive on my part, which is why I don't hold that belief to a great extent just by your actions. Which leads us back to the title of the tweet that I mentioned. I'm going to go to my Twitter feed right now. I want to do all of this in line. I'll give you a little peek of what's going on real quick. Real quick. You know what? Hold on. Let me go back. I'm going to go back here. purposefully. Just to give you a heads up if you're watching, that this is going to be addressed live. Now, I haven't tried this little trick, if you will, today, but I'll get to that afterward. So let's go over to, oh, there's the link if anybody wants to look at it for the metadata. There's the direct link to the tweet that I'm I am going to reference later. Let's scroll to the top. Oh, let me go down here real quick. I just want to show you something before we go further. And I was down there, way down lower. As you can see, I've pretty much documented along the way. And I retweet everything, all the conversations, for transparency. But if you notice, I was kind of serious, and then I got to this one. Whoops, I'm sorry about that. Okay. It was the Periscope message that I sent, that you watched live. So that is added to the metadata. And for, you know, I guess I'll just go along with your kind of rudimentary incorrect slang, is good. Good for me, I guess, for the fact that I actually followed along with your shenanigans. Luckily, I did so in a development or area where it's just something that can be tossed. But I want to scroll up here. So I made a post. It was on the 20th that you entered the Commonwealth. So we'll touch upon that. But, oh look. And oddly enough, and here, this is where we can get really, I'm going to get into your mindset and George's mindset, because you just know that things happen for a reason. Now, this is a logged in browser, so I can't highlight something. But go look and see, and let me put something out there to anyone that might actually watch this, that possibly follow me. The reason why I can't follow back at this time is because none of the things that I'm doing here right now, because I am in development for a project, are being done on this specific obsolete development now smartphone. So it is what it is, and unfortunately I can't break away from that. I can't afford to do that, and I'm glad I didn't do that, because it possibly would have sabotaged the project that I'm trying to put together, which I thought initially your crowdsourcing ideas and George's unique investigative presentations seemed independently like excellent ideas, seemed maybe reasonable that you got together. But it wasn't likely, well, I shouldn't say, I guess was hopeful that the marriage of you two in that fashion would be perfect, along with blending it in with what you consider a pedigreed journalist. So, back to my thinking like you and George. After I posted this tweet, Scott Adams, one of the only people that I follow. Oh, I'm sorry I can't follow you back, but that's why, once again. I will once I get into the desktop mode, which may be a while. Sorry about that. So, Scott Adams, not long after I tweeted this, tweeted that, it was after I tweeted that I got the notification because I follow Scott Adams. One of the few, look, I follow 9. Look up the 9 that I follow. And you actually have people saying I'm a troll, and you shadow banned me from now both, I believe. I'm going to do it live. Oh, I can't do it live because I need to use the phone. And I wanted to purposely not contaminate this next experiment that I'm going to do live here. And the reason why I'm doing it live is because it's for the metadata and to put it on the record. But here, just to point out another thing. The reason why you can't, I'm going to bring it right back. I'm sorry. Sorry about that for whoever is looking at that and just zip the frick in your head like that. But after that, what I did is I decided that, you know what, maybe I'm going to try something different and just be a little goofy about it or whatever, and do it in a half-ass memed way. So this, after I sent a message to Trisha Dishes that when you block people on Twitter, what ends up happening is they can send you messages and put them on the record. Therefore, the only reason why I put you in there or any of the tweets previously was because I needed to get it on the record. It's for the metadata. Right, George? And if Jason believes you, right, Jason? It's all about the metadata. And I'm not prepared, and I was not prepared to actually do a deep metadata. I'm using an obsolete smartphone purposely, which is to my detriment because I can't see the stupid buttons and read half the crap half the time. And after spending a lot of days dicking around with you, my freaking eyeballs feel like they're going to fall out. Now, I don't quite exactly split the difference, but Jason, I was already living before you stepped into high school. Maybe not a long time, but I will tell you, that short time was not in New York City in a upper middle class or better. And I didn't go looking into your background. I could give a rat's ass. I took everything at face value. Brilliant freaking cameraman. That was good enough. Actually, just to say wow. And your credentials, the Spider-Man thing. I actually even told other people, which is kind of funny. I was like, hey, remember I was telling you about that George Webb cat that I was kind of following around, I guess, if you will, watching the YouTubes? Well, I stumbled across George in my spare time. Just perusing the interwebs in spare time, looking for new things to learn, laugh at possibly. Some things were funny, some things weren't. So, anyway, that was kind of a mini rant and took me right off the topic. But here we go. This is what I would do if I was going to just troll you, I guess. This is what you do. I actually was considering this as a little, not with these specific gifts, but the last time I was really active on Twitter to do stuff, on my own that wasn't like kind of, important. I was going to do something, and actually it's still on the back burner, that does stuff like this. That's what you do. That's what I do. Screwing around. That's a screwing around troll. If that's any kind of troll, well, then I guess so be it. Okay? So, we're at this point, kind of. Now, that's enough all that. But it is kind of Shark Week. I can't do this all. It'll be a 5-hour video. Anyway, let's look at the new tweets. Because I need to try to keep on point. I don't want to be like you guys when you do your live stream and you're sitting there watching your counter. And see, I don't worry about the counter because the counter is insignificant, really. And I'm not even going to get into what a real YouTuber is or how you've actually offended and kind of disparaged large swaths of the YouTube community. You're like a hand grenade in a frickin' kindergarten, dude. I mean, I hate to say it, but well, I'm not even gonna say it because that would be even that would go beyond the pale to put on the record. So, I'm sorry. This is my pre-tweet. Now, if anybody wanted to be suspicious, okay, of anything or somebody being subversive in some way or another, I would suggest, or nefarious actors, I would suggest they're on your behalf and they're within Twitter. You know, I've been dealing with Twitter since the beginning. I've had Twitter, Facebook, developer, or been a part of the developer networks since they allowed them to be. And that's because before it got easy, it was difficult to integrate these brand new things into old ways. But I've been doing so all along. And I've also been doing something that dropped off the radar with HTML5. Now, there are a lot of good folks out there doing it, but it's relatively insignificant, sadly. But bringing web accessibility into HTML5 and teaching people how to do it with open source tools and open source technologies on obsolete devices if necessary, because when you do things properly, they're backwards compatible. I don't know if you know what backwards compatibility is, but your entire crowdsourcing thing is like, if you were to attempt to do your model at any time in the past, it wouldn't work. That's for sure. At all. You somehow have found yourself. Now this is how we're going to focus this. We're talking about the web of questions. Okay? So, you see, we've added to the web of questions. It's a building list. It's a work in progress. They can be addressed any time. They're down. I put them there on purpose. Nobody goes and looks at them. Nobody's interested, obviously. If I was such a damn disinfo agent, you'd think that there'd be 900 people a minute. Crowd strike. On the team. Crowd strike. Okay, forget that silliness. So, okay, right now I'm going to address this real quick. And I'm just going to click it real quick and jump back. See that? was because of chasing Nadra. Because it added to the web of questions, but face it, nobody's paying attention to the web of questions. So, you know. And funny enough, that ended up being one of the suggestions when I was trying to dick around with a stupid hashtag. Because I didn't want to contaminate anybody else's hashtag. See, I don't like contaminating other people's work. Because that's just rude. Another reason, though, Jason, why I appreciate and still kind of give you the benefit of the doubt is because, let's see, how would I say it? It's because I think you deserve to have a chance to understand a few things that I don't think anybody has explained to you. You know, I don't know how a guy that is younger enough than me, from what I understand your background would be, you would have had access to pretty much modern day, at the time, computer technology, at least in high school. You would have had to. If you went to any kind of school, I believe, even if it was public school, I think you might have said you went to public school, but from what I understand, New York has some hella public schools in some of them places. We can discuss that sometime. I have a great familiarity of a major metropolitan city's rise and pitfalls, or plateaus and pitfalls, I should say. Especially when it comes to education and how the misappropriations. Now that would be something that you could explore, but that doesn't really matter at this point. Or well, it does matter, trust me. But so we have the shadow banning. There's no bother clicking on that hashtag because that's a general hashtag that's been in use for a long time. But I'll get back to that because that stuff is important. Maybe we should. Here, let's go. Somewhere around here. We'll update it. And once again, oddly enough, I wanted to make sure too that the Demon Racer 2 gets credit for this video. Because look, man, 2 million views. This is the best video. Look, 25,000 subscribers, and he earned every one of those subscribers, earned them by doing things such as this. You know, maybe it's a hobby, maybe it's a little job. Here, let's click to show more. Oh no, he just says, police cars, fire trucks, and ambulances responding compilation part 5. Link to part 6. Hope you enjoy. And he's got the little short URL, YouTube link there, so you can go to number 6. I checked out number 6, but I kind of like this one. I like this one because of the way he blends them together, you know. I think there's a pretty good blend, and it was really appropriate. I'd never seen it before. So I got to thank you for a lot of the things that you've done, Jason. That, you know, that's probably why I keep attempting to reach out to you, even though I know you're ignoring me. You know, you sadly have succumbed to the ego bug, if you didn't already have it before, which I'm going to assume you didn't, because you seem like such a cool dude when I first, you know, seen you pop up you know, a little weird. Obviously, you know, you're from New York, and if you live anywhere else outside of New York, New Yorkers are kind of weird. And then, you know, you worked in Hollywood. So if there's any other weirder place, it's, you know, Hollywood. Holly weird. So the fact that it really seems like you've been convinced or convinced yourself that that incident at the port, if you think that that is the last, or of, jeez, that port incident, I have a feeling that you're going to try to pull that port incident here in Canada. I have a fear of that. That's another reason why I need to put this on the record. Because sometimes you don't really know too much, and you really can't speculate as fact. But, you know, I've noticed a pattern that when George's investigation leads to some off-the-cuff remark, that sometimes either it gets purposely or accidentally let to get out of control or out of hand. So I want to go to the shadow banning, because this was addressed in the last couple of tweets. I know that I was shadow banned, and I've provided enough documentation. And Jason, just so that you know, or in case you didn't know, and I'm sure you're not going to listen to this, which I think is foolish, because I think it's always important to keep your ears open. And if you were really worried or concerned, and you weren't just kind of bullshitting or so wrapped up in one frame of mind, that because it's dangerous to get paranoid, and you got paranoid real fast and started slinging accusations. And I see in your comments how things go astray. But I'm going to skip worrying about being, the shadow banned on the CS The Truth, or Crowdsource The Truth, or I should say on the Jason Goodman channel. Because that is what it is, right, Jason? The Jason Goodman channel. It is not right for Jason Goodman to get a bunch of people to work for him for free. And I've heard you mention several times, you've thrown in the disclaimer, which you should have it clearly listed. You have a business enterprise with no disclaimers, no opt-out. So your participants don't know what they're getting into. They don't know on a consistent basis. You don't have a terms of use, but you allude to the fact that anything anybody submits to you becomes the property of the Crowdsource The Truth. And for some reason this just sprung into my mind. I don't know too many people that admit to committing tax fraud like you did the other day. And this is where I think that maybe you're just misguided or confused, or somebody has mind-fucked you unfairly. So just like you feel that you have to save Eric Braverman, and I kind of thought that maybe I had to help save George Webb, I think we need to save Jason Goodman, either from the people that are actually out to harm him, or the people that are manipulating him, or the people that he trusts that he shouldn't trust. But Jason, it's not good, bro. You have chased away so many people and accused so many people that more and more of them are going to actually start turning against you, and nobody has. And this right here is the comment that I am going to address. But I want to address this comment because or maybe I should. Maybe I should just do this one right now. Let me think about it for a second. Let me see. How did I want to deal with that? Okay, well actually it's really not that hard here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh this. I'm going to refresh this. Real time, since I'm on the page. I was going to actually just show you this one later. I wasn't concerned with showing it to you right now. Oh, and so, you know, again, Jason, the odd, I just wanted to let you know. Most people, if they do something like this, keep more than one log. Written, video, video, in multiple ways. Documents, electronic, various means. So there is technology for screen capturing. There are apps for that, just so that you know. So now that I've done that, I'm going to go down to that comment because I commented it to it. And I have a photo. I have a photo. Let's get to that photo. There's a photo that I took before I did the live stream, a follow-up. Here's the photo that I did right after I did this one, this series here. Okay, this is a little walkthrough. You're chasing Nadra. That's on the app, okay? Just to show you, that is the, okay? And right there, the blue signifies that I liked it. Okay? I'll get back to that in a second. Here is my, okay? That's his expanded comment. There's the 11. There's the 2. Let's go back. Let's review. This is the way George used to do it. I'm not as good as George, but I've learned some things from George. There were no comments, okay? 11. All right. Mine was number 11. Lucky number 11. Thank you, Brad Headhunter. Holy mackerel, I didn't even look at that. I'll be damned. See? Somebody's talking to me. There's my comment. And I'm not sure if Brad Headhunter, if Brad Headhunter is out there in the in the Twitter sphere, or if Brad Headhunter will have the opportunity to reach out to me and let me know if he did receive this, because I did actually add it up, another comment, and I'll explain that in a second. By the way, since I'm shadow banned, and you'll probably be the only one to see this, please note that I am going to screenshot my replies via this app and a desktop that is not, and you can't click that, I should have clicked that open, but I wanted to make sure that all of this was in here, okay? Because I believe that when I click this open, it ended up throwing that down there, which I didn't want to throw that down there. It's all about the metadata, and I want to show you that there's no shenanigans here, okay? Now, these are my 2 comments. Oops. Yep. There were no comments. Okay? There were none. But when I did the screenshots, there were 2 comments. 2. See? 1, 2. Okay. We'll close that. Now, let's open this photo. Read more. 11. I took the phone, okay? And after I did that, I opened the camera and I went click. And if you'll look, I attempt to keep enough of each of the other ones that are there, right, to log them for the metadata. See how crappy that is? I did find out that the camera does this weird whooshy whoosh here. Sorry about that. Or the lens. So I documented that there. Then I shared a couple things with people. See? I was shadow banned after this Periscope that Jason watched live from the UK. And look at all my Periscopes before that. Yikes. So then I did another one just a few hours later, and look, there's only 10. Maybe that's because of a dislike. That's possible, because James Brenner came out there, he got a couple of likes, and then Brad had 1 like, and I don't know, I might have went a little farther, but I didn't get that. I just wanted to make sure. Oh no, actually, whoa. Look, no, I'm sorry. Put a big X through that. Here's the warning, warning, warning. See, I wanted to update it 7 hours ago. 13. So, who knows what happened there. But where are the comments? Where are the freaking comments? No comments there. Okay? And then that brings you to today's Periscope video response that I know you won't watch, but I am going to put it in there for the record. And I'm going to get to you why I'm putting it in there for the record. And I know this is getting long, but who knows? I might try to see if how that YouTube app is. I've navigated my way through there, and I can't find a way to be able to snip it or edit the video other than changing the thumbnail. But then again, what do I know? What do I know? I'm sorry. Can't know that much of anything. So when you go here, here it is. Oh, here. Brad Headhunter, 8 hours ago. Warning, warning, warning. See, same one. Read more. 14 comments. Where are the comments? Hold on. I'm sorry. That would probably be better if I did it like that. No comments. There. Hold on. Hold on, baby. Let me just... 2 comments. Okay? No comments. Two comments. Can I get it on the same screen here? Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? There it is. 8 hours ago, Brad Headhunter. 3 hours ago, now that's from the when I did it. So look, we have 5 hours for 2 comments to be invisible to the general public. General public, see? General public, sign in. I am not signed in. And if I wanted to do anything, I can't. See? Let's try that. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get redirected to that frickin' page. that jacks up everything and screws everything up. Okay? Uh-oh. Anonymous is watching. I didn't see that. That might be interesting. I think I'm going to have to check that out after. If I were you guys, I would check that the fuck out. I'm checking it out. That might be problems, and maybe it's good I'm putting all this on the freaking record. Okay. So my pinned tweet, when I was trying to point out that the definitions you're using are incorrect and what you're doing is kind of not the right way. Huh. I am not, yeah, that's not, I don't want to go down that path. Not right now. So we do have a large string, a web of questions. We've addressed shadow banning, and the cult stream is where I want to take this after I address Mr. Webb for the shadow banning. I'm sorry, I'm kind of misspeaking a little bit here. Now, I want to go see my comment that I made. This comment right here. I actually got myself backwards. I wanted to do something first. So maybe I'll do a follow-up. But I think I'll just go this way. It doesn't matter as long as I stick on the points. You should be taking notes for yourself, Jason. I can always go back and review this many ways. It'll take a while to process on the YouTube, but that's okay. So I can go back and review that, and I can go review the transcripts, because thanks to you doing this, this allows me to test how well transcripts work. Because, believe it or not, Jason, before anybody heard of you on YouTube, or your name crossed anybody outside of Hollywood's ears or the techie set, I was one of the, advocates, just one of, thousands that were pushing YouTube to add closed captioning for web accessibility. And actually encouraged, or was a part of the group of people that didn't have to get told what to do or told to look away. Guided YouTube into the idea. As a matter of fact, I used to have, with a local guy, I used to have debates on Facebook when he was still young. I'm considering reaching back out to him after all of this. But I used to say, hey man, why don't you make transcripts? And he would try to, like you guys like to, and how the younger folk like to try to shout people down and tell them that they're stupid. Well, it was so stupid of an idea that YouTube did it. But, it ain't about I told you so. It's about sometimes just saying, hey, man, stop, look, listen. So what I am going to do is I'm going to use this little trick that, thanks to you, I had the opportunity to explore, because I'm not going to scroll down the whole page. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to Control F, okay, for the Windows crowd. I know you don't know what that is, and I don't use that Apple. So what do you call it? Command F. And I'm just going to type in web, SHOPPE, Control F. 0 matches. 0 matches. I know I made a reply to this. Not only did I make a reply, but my doggone reply, and I didn't actually bring that up. I'm sorry. My reply was I have that documented. Sorry. No. I'm not going to dig that out because I don't want to waste time. It's not like I'm really wasting time because it's not like I have any watchers. It would be cool if somebody joined in, but I would kill this app if I sent a tweet. Come on. Come on. Come on. See, I shouldn't have control left. Up. That can't be good. That can't be good. We can't have that, my friend. Let's close that if I can. Looks like I got to freeze up. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, there we go. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I am going to let me go over here. I don't want to screw this up. I have my new tab here because these are the important ones. I know it's dragging on, but I guess if anybody was hanging out, the second hour is going to be the power hour, maybe. Whoop, what the heck? I didn't want to search that. Hey, look! On Tweeby, what the heck? How did WebShop get on Tweeby? I got to look at this, and I'm going to look at it this way. Hey, look, I'm using your intelligence service. I mean, your sources. I found out who your sources are, and I have accessed your sources. I hope I didn't let the cat out of the bag. And who knows what the heck this frickin' probably malicious site has got going on. Ooh, wow. It looks nice. Look at that. I like these guys. I remember when we used to do stuff like this. Back when you used to have to do it. All right. I like that. Maybe I like these guys. And I was going to be a dick to them. What the fuck? Can you believe I would do that? So, I'm sorry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. That was from the V over, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I might have screwed up, but I'm pasting that thing. And I will just get rid of a V. And go look at that comment that used to be visible. Let's see, let's see, let's see. It should go. Wait, wait. Oh! If you go right to the link. Wow. If you actually go right to the link and look at that, I have 8 likes, no big deal. 60 replies, okay? His pinned tweet only had 43. Look at that. And I tested out, look, there's my tweet. I tested out a new metadata collection tool. I'm sure you won't mind since you have consistently stated that it is all about the metadata. Oh, I'm sorry, I should do this, folks, for the contrast. I'm sorry. You know, I haven't been doing that, and that's an epic fail for me. I apologize. Look, none of them, nothing compares. His has 43, 12, 19, 12, 5, 19, 20. Look, the top. Wow. Wow. Wow, George. Wow, George. What the fuck, George? What the fuck, George? I'm getting this for the metadata. All about the metadata. Day 239.2. Hillary's leakers, hackers, and henchmen. Uploaded, published by George Webb. The question was, for the record, do journalists remember who, what, when, where, how, and why? Why make pronouncements before you know? As of now, 8,279 views, 528 likes, 24 dislikes. For the record, my comment, and let me click read more. For the record. For the record. I'm placing this officially on the record. 3 days ago. George, thanks for queuing me up. I knew you would attempt to reach out to us as we want to support you, but have serious reservations as to the intentions of Jason and Trish. Why would they expose you on a live stream while inebriated? I do appreciate your description that highlights who, what, when, where, why, how. I said it the way that I learned it. That was the way I was taught, I think probably in 4th grade. Why can't your team's journalist live up to that standard? She spends a lot of time retweeting and no time presenting the details. You are in the field gathering at great risk. Why are Jason and Trish more interested in being the story as opposed to reporting the disseminated facts? Why are they so afraid to address these simple and reasonable #web of questions? There's a URL here, pastebin.com. That is pastebin.com /Z Q CP, like Charlie Paul. Sorry, I'm not using the correct call sign letters. Y, capital M, F, Y. Once again, capital Z, capital Q, C, P, capital Y, capital M, F, Y. Followed by the following last line. Godspeed and keep your six covered. You have snakes on your garden. Oh, typo. It should say snakes in your garden. So that means I will be able to go in to my app and find that. And I would assume that with my app open, that I was able to engage in dialogue with participants. But for some reason, the general public, when they go to that video itself, it's not there. I've looked. And if you want for the record, let's see. That is, once again, yeah. Oh, I might have caught myself in a mistake here, because that was later. Let's see if we can find that one. I may have to correct myself here, George. I may have to correct. I might have to go and try. Okay, that was something else. That was another, that was a part of another question there. So let's go to that one.
Okay, day 239. This is part 2.
Let me see if it's still there. There's yours. 43 replies. I'm going to scroll down. I'm not going to do a page search. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to scroll down. Now, how many likes did I have? I only had 8 likes. So it's probably way to hell down there. Damn near the bottom. Well, it's not on the first page, but the bottom person is 16 likes. So that is, I understand that. Let's keep on going down. I can't believe I was looking at the wrong one. Oh, there it is. It is there. I'm sorry. For the record, I have to correct the record. The comment that I made with regards to George Webb shadow banning me on video of day 239.2, Hillary's leakers, hackers, and henchmen. For the record, I need to correct that statement, and I apologize, George, for making that, I basically made an accusation that I should not have, based on speculation, because I was looking at a different day in which I believe I made a comment that was around here somewhere. Well, it wasn't around here. It was when I looked at it, and then it wasn't there. So, let's see, we've covered that. Now I think, since we're already on a little YouTube roll, I'm going to go over to Chasing Nadra. I'm just going to touch this briefly. Just going to touch it briefly. And I'm going to touch, let's see, did I have a, nope. That particular thing was not that important. But as far as Chasing Nadra goes, Chasing Nadra, you have created a critical and dangerous error. Oh, looks like I'm running out of battery. You've made a critical error. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this into two, because it does make sense. And that critical error, and the biggest warning and the biggest danger to everybody that participates now, is you've entered the Commonwealth. Canada is a part of the Commonwealth. Let's see if I can hurry up and do a review. Where are we at? Dun, dun, dun. You've entered the Commonwealth, and I apologize if this feed cuts. See? I tapped your sources. I found them. Canada is a part of the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth is comprised of Canada, the Dominion of Canada. I'm not going to read all of this for the record, because the battery's probably going to die. Now, Canada is also a part of the Five Eyes. Being a part of the Five Eyes, and we also have an agreement with the United States called the Security and Prosperity Partnership. Look it up. I'm tapping your sources. I apologize for the feed. It looks like I have a very bad connection warning. And it is an hour. You're in the UK and are under surveillance by the British intelligence agencies. Okay? And George has picked a fight. You like The Intercept with the FBI. And you expect other people to fight on George's behalf. Pick a fight with the FBI. So you have people that you are entrapping and burning because you have them picking a fight. You have people, George, picking a fight with the FBI. Okay, George, you have people picking a fight with the FBI. Your compadres are in the UK being monitored by the British intelligence agency, which is featured inside of The Intercept extensively. I wasn't wasting my time to go look for it at this point. You can go, other people can feel free to do that. I've already done it. I don't need to do it on video. Okay? The United States and Canada have an agreement known as the Security and Prosperity Partnership of North America. Look it up for the record. Canada and the United States and the UK are a part of the Five Eyes. And when you search Five Eyes through your sources, their database, there is the US-UK agreement. I didn't touch upon that. I could, but I won't. Okay? So, just quickly, the Five Eyes, often abbreviated FVEY, refers to an intelligence agency comprising of Australia, Canada, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, and the United States. These countries are bound by the multilateral UK-USA agreement, a treaty for joint cooperation in signals intelligence. I am communicating to you from the Dominion of Canada through a United States into the United States of America to a United States of America corporation that is subject to American rules and regulations and security agreements. Also, outside of that, agreements with the United States that we have and with that Five Eyes, being a part of the Commonwealth, you see, the Commonwealth of Nations, formerly the British Commonwealth, also known as simply the Commonwealth, is an intergovernmental organization, okay? Intergovernmental organization of 52 member states that are mostly former territories of the British Empire. Okay, so before we had 3. But when you realize what that 3 is, 3 signals intelligence agencies, and I'm sorry, my friend, but you're using technology. And all of your users have exploited devices after encountering and dealing with you, especially after the port shut down. Okay? 52 member states. So 3 strikes, you're out. There's 52 more that are keeping an eye on you, on top of the ones that you keep bringing up and placing false allegations. Okay? Now, oh, I did have 239.2 there. I did have it queued up. I'll be damned. Oh, yep. Oh, no, that is it. Okay? So once again, that is the overview of what we kind of discussed and the fact that you're entrapping your followers in a cross-jurisdictional scheme of some sort or other, whether purposely or accidentally. You have placed, let's go to your channel, because you like the numbers. I know you're a numbers guy, man. That's what it's all about. You have 11,000 subscribers. Hey, you'll get an award at 100,000. You get your first award. They send you a silver plaque. 100,000. Now that's when you're a YouTuber. You know, no disrespect to those under 100. Well, you know, they have good, but they know how hard it is. And they know how hard it is to get to 100. And even if you don't like a motherfucker, if they get to 100, you kind of got to appreciate the fact that they got there. For the most part. That is a general statement. Okay, I did make a comment on chasing Nadra. And you've chased Nadra into the Commonwealth. Like I said, Jason and Trish, you've entered our domain. So it is my responsibility to place on the record my concerns. I'm not accusing you of any nefarious actions, but I am suggesting that there are players that are manipulating you and or allowing others to be manipulated. Like maybe your moderators on your live stream. And here is Chasing Nadra. I wanted to point this out. Okay? That's an updated look at it. That's the live stream, the second one. Now, you know what I did just to show you something about metadata? You see why that's highlighted? That's highlighted for a reason. Because this is what I've decided to do. Because it's easy enough, and I don't have to use real resources on my development machine, and I don't have to contaminate it because I don't have to log in. While it does leave this little trace is a cover my ass, a CYA. That's why I have to, due to the heightened nature and escalating nature of what the port incident has brought upon people and your refusal to acknowledge that something exists and that there is a problem there and that you need to address it and ratchet it down. Okay? You need to ratchet it down, my friend. So, I'm just going to highlight this. You see this? That's a pop-out chat for your first video. See how things are highlighted? There's the pop-out chat for your second video. You see how things are highlighted? Okay? Now, I'm going to wrap it up with this. Let's see. I'm going to have to move that a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to show you what metadata is. Now, not only has every time I watch your crap, do I screencast it and watch it in real time, but look at what we have here. Looky, looky. Live chat metadata for Chasing Nadra, 21 June 2017. This file contains the live chat logs for 2 live streams by the same name. Due to some technical difficulties, presumably, the first one never began, but the chat did. Users were then notified to move over to the new one. The double break line break below occurs at approximately 6:54 Eastern, so there is a lot of overlap and duplication. Sorry about that. Here are both URLs, and you can read them. This is a document that's available on pastebin.com, capital A, capital Z, Q, U, C, like Charlie, like crowd, A, capital A. Once again, capital A, capital Z, Q, U, C, S, H, capital A. That's the live chat logs. We'll just scroll right down. It begins where I began to get captured from 6:33 p.m. Eastern Time. They're all timestamped too. I made sure timestamps were on. Till I didn't put it in the pasty. This is anonymous. See, this is putting something out for the crowd and not taking credit for it. Okay? To 7:11. So up till 7:11 p.m. Eastern, there's your chat logs. I would suggest that your users, or your followers, I should say, what I am going to call the cult stream, they should review that and see where their name lies, and maybe people can look and see who's been getting deleted. I know that I did not make comments on that stream because I didn't, I just didn't want to. It's pointless. I already have screenshots down my Twitter timeline that show you the shadow banning that happens. I do have video evidence. I think maybe I'll make a documentary, Jacob. Hey, Jason. Oh, what the fuck? Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe that's what I should do. So I'm going to explain what happens to discredit your CrowdStrike, okay? If CrowdStrike was coming after you, my friend, they would be using hashtags against you. There are no hashtags about you. You are insignificant in the big picture. Nobody's coming after you. They are letting you go. They're letting you go hog wild, and they're ensnaring this ever-expanding group of people in your net. For the record, you, my friend, are drawing a lot of bad attention to a lot of people. You are dangerous now. You are being dangerous. And the reason why I am saying this is because you have created what I am coining a cult stream. And that is extremely dangerous. You have inadvertently or purposely created what I am going to coin the term right now, and I thank you for allowing me the opportunity to do this, a cult stream. You have taken something for good and screwed it the fuck up. You screwed the pooch, Jason. Whatever. I don't know who, like, you didn't have your other cohort in crime, but Jason, it's either you, George, or your award-winning journalist with the Pulitzer Prize that doesn't write articles. Okay? Doesn't write articles. I would expect to see, maybe not an article a day because you got a lot of shit going on. But let's go back to why I actually did this before the battery completely dies and I'm at 75 minutes. The reason why I did this was because one of your followers and I had a great long engagement when she said to me on June 18th, submit an action plan without the surrounding noise. That was when I asked the web of questions. Okay? I began this. This is metadata. How can they be expected to separate the wheat from the chaff in a dock made 3 times longer with bullshit? My reply was, one person's BS is another person's fertilizer. And that is what has happened. So what I have done, okay, you see that I have this here? I typed this at the bottom of a document that, I'm gonna go a little bit, oh, don't look at that, don't look at that. I didn't mean for you to look at that. This is the action plan as requested by your user. In the next live stream I do, I think I'm gonna pick the appropriate time of the day. Now that I have coined 2 hashtags, I have coined them for the record because I feel that either you or your partners of the 3 of you are either nefarious actors or there are nefarious actors that have a way to manipulate you into doing something that is going to turn the United States of America into Ukraine at best, into Syria if all goes well, and into Libya at the worst. And with that, my friends, I am going to show you, and I don't know when this is going to get put up. I might actually put this up on a pasty bin as soon as I'm done. Paste bin, I am. I'm going to take my action plan right here, my draft, and I am going to put it on a paste bin, publicly. I'm going to put it publicly. These were just thoughts. It's a draft. I did it when I should be sleeping. I am not sleeping. It's 6:17 a.m. Eastern Time, and I am still going with this, and I am going to make a paste bin of this. First page. Not that I've already started it. It's going to take a while. I'm not spending all my time on it. I have things to do. And I'm going to put it on a paste bin. And until then, friends, peace and love.